And in business news, the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation says it has paid more than 34,000 depositors of microfinance banks whose licenses were recently withdrawn. The corporation gave the details of the ongoing liquidation at the Sensitization seminar that held in Port Harcourt for selected senior judicial officers in the country. Senior reporter Uche Okoro reports.
When banks or other financial institutions fail or have their licenses withdrawn, it is the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation that steps in to ensure that depositors do not lose their money. The Central Bank of Nigeria recently pulled the plug on about 179 microfinance banks and 4 primary mortgage institutions. As concerns grow over the fate of the investors, the NDIC says there is no cause for alarm.
We've been able to settle at least over 34,000 depositors of the microfinance banks that were whose licenses were recently revoked by the Central Bank of Nigeria. We paid over 1,225 million to such over 34,000 depositors of the microfinance banks. As of it's still an ongoing process. You know, liquidation is not something you accomplish within a day.
Oftentimes, resolution of these matters require the court's intervention. That's the whole essence of this seminar, to see how the third arm of government can contribute more in helping the NDIC achieve its mandate. It had in attendance the president of the National Industrial Court and the Chief Judge of Rivers State, Simeon Amadi, amongst others.
We want to create more awareness of our activities and even the concept of deposit insurance in the Nigerian system generally. And to do that, you need to identify all your stakeholders, and the judiciary is obviously one of our most critical stakeholders.
We are hoping that we are going to discuss issues that touch on workforce within the financial sector, and then see how, in terms of the cases that come, we can speedily resolve them. I think that's the key essence of the seminar itself.
The task of boosting investor confidence re-emphasizes the burden placed on the judiciary to ensure speedy dispensation of justice.
I'm sure you are happy that the Supreme Court of Nigeria had a case on Monday, by Thursday delivered judgment. And that is the kind of thing we are talking about. So that people who have had their money trapped in financial institutions will not stay until they die before they get it. I've had cases in the past where people retired and they died without getting their money from Ponzi banks, and all their entitlements disappeared. This is the kind of situation we are trying to avoid.
The seminar also discussed the enforcement and execution of judgments against banks in liquidation as an important step to guaranteeing protection of investors. Uche Okoro, TVC News, Port Harcourt.